It is Please Give Me a Break Thursday. And this is an opinion piece that's just going to make you think, would you please give me a break? I mean, I could give you a pass in 2016, perhaps because you just maybe didn't really like Hillary and you were thinking that Donald Trump was going to be some type of populist president. But after his first term and after everything that's transpired in the past decade, practically, if you're still voting for Trump because you just feel like, oh, well, his policies are so much better, give me a break. So let's go ahead and read this opinion. I don't like Trump, but I'm voting for him. Here's why many Americans will too. Okay, so let's go ahead and read through this absolutely ridiculous article. I'm a Republican, but I don't like Donald Trump. I also don't identify with MAGA Republicans, especially the cult like following the former president has here in Texas. The riot at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, that Trump encouraged was the watershed moment that forced me to rescind my previous support for him. It was an egregious incident in American history for many reasons. I could make a compelling case that Trump is unfit for the presidency. I'll always be disappointed that Republican primary voters chose him again to represent millions of conservatives. However, I will vote for Trump this election. About 75 million Americans, perhaps more, also will vote for him. Here's why. First, let me correct you 75 million Americans are not going to vote for him this time. That's how many voted for him in 2020. A lot of that was because he was an incumbent. That ain't happening this time. You're delusional. Will tens of millions of Americans vote for him? Absolutely. But it won't be 75 million, and it definitely won't be more than that. You're delusional. So let's go ahead and continue. Donald Trump stronger on policy. Ha ha ha. Give me a fucking break. Literally, any economist that's looked at his plans versus Kamala's plans have said that he would tank the economy with his plans for just throw a tariff on everything. Let's mass deport undocumented immigrants who do the jobs that American citizens don't want to do. That would tank the economy. In Donald Trump's last presidency, right, he rose the debt and the deficit by over $8 trillion. And obviously, yeah, COVID has something to do with that. But that played a smaller role than his tax cuts. Before COVID even happened, he added over $4 trillion to the debt and the deficit because he defunded the government by cutting corporate taxes and cutting taxes for the uber wealthy in this country. So shut up, okay? Just shut up. Why don't you just admit that you're a racist and you like these policies more than non-racist policies? You think that this country is becoming too brown, there's too many brown people around you, too many Indians, too many Latinos, too many Haitians, whatever it may be, that's what you don't like. So please give me a break with this bullshit. So let's go ahead and read. When I was young and idealistic, I cared about a bevy of issues. As more of a purist then, I would have probably written in a candidate if Trump had been on the ballot when I was able to vote in my first or second election. But I think that's short-sighted and silly now. Yeah, it's so silly. It's so silly. If you have a brain in your cranium, if you have any type of common sense, then obviously you're going to vote for Donald Trump. Give me a fucking break. You're an idiot. All of you are morons. All of you. You're completely ridiculous. We continue. There's so much at stake. There's so much at stake. That's why I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Fuck you. Three things matter to me in this election: foreign policy, oh my God, LOL, the economy, and border security. Trump has shown he can handle all of these. No, Trump has not shown he can handle foreign policy whatsoever. In fact, we get in there, we can almost guarantee we go to war with Iran. Trump get in there. The economy, as I just pointed out, his economic plans of tariffs and mass deportations are a complete disaster. He doesn't have any other plans than that. He wants to, take away the Affordable Care Act. Ain't got no type of plan to replace it with nothing. So again, give me a fucking break. It is Give Me a Break Thursday. And border security. Oh, what about the border bill, the security bill that Trump was like, no, don't vote for this because I want to whine and complain about it on the campaign trail. Again, just admit that you're a racist. Okay. Just admit that because at least then we don't have to go through this. Because the idea that Kamala, we're just going to continue. Kamala's her policies are so radical. It's just so radical. Fuck you. Okay. Fuck you. Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris's economic plans are abysmal. They reflect purely socialist ideas. Again, this is why these people drive me so crazy because they don't actually think about anything. Everything's rhetoric, everything's a narrative, everything is a slogan. And that is as deep as these people's thinking goes about this type of stuff. Because okay, they reflect purely socialist ideas, including handing out down payments for homes and a slew of free programs. America will go bankrupt trying to pay for Harris's bloated economic bureaucracy plans. Again, give me a fucking break. All Donald Trump wants to do is put tariffs and deport millions of people. So you're an idiot. Under the Biden Harris economy, inflation spiked to a 40-year high of 9.1% only 2 years ago. Oh, well, now it's at like 2.5%, right? So what do you have to say about that? Nothing, right? Exactly. Oh, and keep in mind that when Donald Trump brags about the economy, the pre COVID economy, that was Obama's economy. But again, these people don't think about any of this stuff because they don't just want to say, yeah, I'm kind of racist and I don't really like the idea of all these brown people coming into the country because it's so painfully obvious that Kamala Harris isn't a communist and she's not going to turn this country into a communist nation. It's so hard to get through this. Many Americans are struggling to pay for necessities as a result. Trump's tax cuts, which he could extend if elected, are almost enough to garner my vote. Again, tax cuts for who? The wealthiest people in America. And my guess is you ain't in that bracket. Middle and upper class Americans pay far more than their fair share of taxes. Oh, here we go again. One day I'll be rich, so I don't want Bezos's taxes to be cut because one day I'll be as rich as him. No, you won't. Most families will be better off and would stimulate the economy with a few more dollars in their bank account. I hope Trump doesn't implement his plan to impose additional tariffs on imports. Okay, see, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I hope he doesn't implement his plan. But I prefer his economy to President Joe Biden's any day of the week. Inflation was manageable under Trump. Inflation is lower than it's been in years. Again, the truth doesn't matter to these people. They don't care. It's all narrative and slogan because they're racist assholes and they don't want to just say that. And deregulation of the energy industry would be a boon for everyone, even though, again, we're drilling more oil now than we ever have. The truth doesn't matter to these people. And this is the funniest thing that I've read so far. I hope Trump doesn't implement his plan to impose additional tariffs on imports. Then why the fuck are you voting for him? That's his whole entire economic plan. That is all he talks about. It's tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. It's the most beautiful word in the English language. It's my favorite word in the English dictionary. Tariff. It's such a beautiful word. I hope he doesn't implement that, because that would be really bad. You remember when Elon Musk the other day, he said, if Donald Trump wins, the economy will crash, but it's good for Americans to experience hardship. That is very good for you. These people, again, it's just a cult. You started off this article talking about, I'm not a part of the cult. Clearly, you are a part of the cult. Foreign policy is another crucial matter. Under the Biden-Harris administration, the United States has looked weak. Yeah, and it looks so strong under Donald Trump. These people are idiots. They're so stupid. From Israel's war against Hamas, enabled in part by the Biden administration's decision to lift sanctions on Iran, to the withdrawal from Afghanistan and Russia's war against Ukraine, the world is dangerously unstable. And all we need, because Donald Trump, in less than 24 hours, everything will be solved. All you need to do is put me in. If you want to win, put Booby in. You want to win, put Donald Trump in. That's all it takes. No, you're just a racist asshole, but you don't want to say that because everything you're saying on its face is incorrect. As billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman said in a viral interview, all of this has led to the world on fire. Oh, Bill Ackman has money, so that means that he knows what he's talking about. Oh, you sure he doesn't just want tax cuts? Again, these people don't think about anything. This is fucking ridiculous. In politics, perception is powerful, and Trump is more likely to be perceived as a stronger leader than Harris. No, he isn't. No, he's not. Trump gets laughed at on the world stage. Again, truth doesn't matter to these people. He is nothing if not a deal maker. Oh my God, you're an idiot. He's a deal maker. And this is what America needs in a moment of world history. If Trump reinstitutes sanctions on Iran and can quell the growing alliance among Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran, peace may be possible. Donald Trump is always talking about Kim Jong-un has an iron grip on his country. I love Kim Jong-un. We write love letters to each other. No, you're just racist. Come on. Another issue in Trump's favor, the U.S. southern border must be taken seriously again. Oh, yeah, that's why he didn't want the border deal to go. Okay, we have to speed through this because this is just pissing me off to no end. Kamala Harris is too extreme. Oh, yeah, she's so extreme. I can't vote for Harris. I don't know how even moderates can. The Democratic Party spent the past 4 years scolding Trump for undermining democracy. but then replaced our duly elected, aging, and incoherent president as its nominee with Harris after the primary season had ended, and she didn't win a single Democratic vote. It's the Democratic Party that has fractured the democratic process. I can't. I can't take it. I This is nothing but narratives and rhetoric. She's just whoever wrote this, they're just repeating all the shit that Fox News says. They don't look into any of this. Oh, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats who are going against. Shut the fuck you. Fuck you. It has been hard to pin Harris down on what she believes. It's so hard with her, but it's so easy with Donald Trump. Her evasions are strategic and egregious. But when her ideas are clear, they expose the Democratic Party's embrace of progressivism. Again, narratives and slogans. What does this mean? So you don't want higher progressivism or things like higher wages. No, we can't do that. I don't want to. Oh, no, we can't raise the minimum wage. Access to cheaper healthcare. Oh, no, we can't pay for that stuff. I mean, again, these people are idiots. They're idiots. Harris, alongside Biden, had 4 years to implement policies that would improve the lives of Americans. They failed. Oh, okay. So what about the 200,000 manufacturing jobs that Trump shipped overseas? And then there was a boom with that under the Biden administration, and also the $35 a month cap on insulin, the CHIPS Act, things like that, right? I mean, obviously, there's the Biden administration has had a lot of issues, but what are you talking about? He also, under the Biden administration, made it so that anyone has the right to unionize. If you want to form a union and your employer say you can't, you're instantly recognized as a union by the federal government. But I guess no, we don't want that, because someone like this, they wouldn't, they don't like unions. They don't like a stronger working class. Tens of millions of Americans will vote for Trump. Three kinds of people will vote for Trump in this election, and it's important liberals and mainstream news media, but I repeat myself, understand this. Voters like me are conservatives who don't like Trump because we think he doesn't represent true conservative ideas. But I'm still going to vote for him, though. I'm also repulsed by his character flaws and legal troubles, but you're still gonna vote for him because fuck you. The second category of Trump voters are oh, what did I just do? The second category of Trump voters are right center Americans who can't find their values or ideas represented in the far left version of the Democratic Party. No, it's not. It's not a far left version of the Democratic Party. Kamala is a very normal, run of the mill Democratic politician. She's really not all that progressive at the end of the day. She just isn't. So this isn't true at all. The last kind of person voting for Trump are those who like him a lot. They think he defies norms, bucks, okay, blah, 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 whatever. In other words, you're an idiot, and no matter what Trump does wrong, you don't care, because ultimately you agree with his racism. Hey now, thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and it really helps to support what we do here.